The way people who influence others, lawmakers, pundits, the way people talk about those who don't make their living in politics and in media, the callousness they have towards people who don't sit in front of a camera or go vote for a living, I hate it. It drives me up the wall. And maybe it's because I didn't grow up doing this. I've only been doing media for about 15 minutes. You know, it's a construction worker and a Marine. I'm just a normal person. So maybe that's why. But I can't wrap my mind around how disconnected or callous to reality you have to be to say things like, "Oh, just go home. It's just 15 days. I'm sorry? Go home for 15 days? Maybe you're in a different situation. Now, I do this for a living, so I'm in a different situation now. But for most of my life, if I had to take 2 weeks off of work, that's 2 weeks with no paycheck. It's going to be top ramen if I'm lucky. Just go home." And yet people throw these words out and all these policies out all the time, totally disconnected from the working man. And it drives me up the wall. And I remember screaming this last year. And remember, it was most of the people on the right too. And all my pundit friends, I'm sending text messages. I'm getting text messages from people. "Jesse, why are you anti-lockdown? You want people to die?" And I'm texting them back, "Buddy, do you have any idea how real people live who don't talk to a camera for a living? People got to go to work. People have to pay bills." And yet, the entire country, it seems like, not you probably, but the entire left and 95% of the right, in response to a virus, just decided, well, let's go home. We'll just shut it all down and go home. What? What did you think the results of that were going to be? And even now, and we're about to go into some of the results of that, the pain that's coming, the pain that's already here, and the pain that's coming. I'm talking about financial pain. The callousness towards it I see from people who don't feel it. I got all these friends in this business, and I know people on the other side. You're making a good living, fine, good for you. I don't begrudge anybody's success. Good, go make all the money you can. But you're blowing off things like gas prices. Man, we have gas prices at the highest point in the last 7 years. 7 years. In some places, it's as high as $5 a gallon. And I'm not naive. I understand people who are politicians. You know, you're in Congress, you're making what, 170 grand a year, something like that? If you're doing TV or radio, you're doing fine. I get that you may be a little upset at the pump, but you're not sitting there as I would have been for most of my life saying, how much gas can I put in my truck for $5 a gallon? People are out there having to make these decisions, and still nobody seems to care. Well, let's see, it's $5 a gallon. Hang on, let me pull up my bank app on my phone. It looks like, oh man, I think 6 gallons will get us by, right? People don't understand that that's what's happening right now in the United States of America. People who are living paycheck to paycheck and barely getting by. And there's no shame if that's you, by the way. That was most of my life. Barely getting by. People were all, well, it's fine. Oh, we'll get through this. Man, people are suffering right now in this country. And here's how much your president and Jen Psaki give a crap about those people.
One of the greatest national security crises the president sees. A number of other world leaders agree on that front. Certainly, we all want to keep gasoline prices low, but the threat of the crisis, the climate crisis, certainly can't wait any longer.
Boy, she seems all busted up over it, doesn't she? She seems really, really worried about it. Yeah, we want gas prices to stay low, but hey, climate, sorry about that. Go home, peasant. Eat your top ramen. This is from the New York Post. They spoke to an economist who said due to the current inflation rate, Americans are being forced to spend an extra $175 a month on food, fuel, and housing. That's $2,100 per year more, and experts say it's only going to get worse. And again, I hate to keep going back to me, but I can only go with my life experience. There was a time I was 19 years old. I was 19 years old. I was trying to go to school, part-time job, just did not have enough money to get by. There was a time when I ran completely out of money and I went without food for 2 days. Third and fourth day, I had to eat at a buddy's house. Finally, I, by a miracle from God, found a $100 per diem check from my old job that I had misplaced like an idiot. And I got to eat for another, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks on that $100. That's how real people all over the country are living. Real people can't afford an extra $175 a month. Or maybe you're in a situation, this might be you, where you can. It just means, sorry kids, we can't afford to go see grandma and grandpa this year. Sorry kids, no new shoes this year. You're just gonna have to kind of squeeze in those old ones. Sorry about those tires on your vehicle. I know they're a little bald and could get you killed, but honey, we're gonna have to wait another 2 or 3 months before we can get the money together to get you some new ones. That's real life. That's the real impact of what's happening right now. And they don't care. They don't care at all. Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.